I'm Liliana Frattini Passi, Director General of CBI, which is an organization promoting services for financial institutions in Italy. And over the last 20 years, we have been serving the financial sectors, especially banks, in order to help them for activities of corporate banking and to promote a centralized platform in order to help them in selling new services such as CBI, CBIL, and so on. And now I'm here in Sibos to, of course, promote our new service, CBI Globe, namely addressing all the compliance and all the regulatory to PSDII.
Great, thank you. So what are the main challenges currently facing the Italian banks?
Yes, the Italian banks, but not only the Italian banks, so I would say all the financial sector now currently is facing really different challenges. Challenges related to a new legal framework that, of course, is related to the European Payment Service Directive. But aside this, we are seeing that newcomers, new operators are entering into the markets, pressing and giving a very strict competitions to the incumbents, so to the traditional banks. And in this context, consumers is even more aware of his business needs, and so he are even more asking for services, reliable services, trustability, and of course addressing the security and also the new way of portability of their service.
So how does the CBI help the financial sector deal with some of these challenges?
Yeah, so we are, of course, a company recently transformed last June from a consortium to a private company. And now the shareholders are 420 banks and Italian Post holding CBI. It means that we are mainly a company addressing a captive market business requirement satisfactions, but we are now working to, well, over the last years, in particular, over the last 20 years, we have been serving the financial institution in order to promote a common networks for the activities of corporates and payment instructions, but also single platform in order to cut their investments and, of course, to free them in their investment for competitive. So we are a collaborative, mainly a collaborative environment through which banks can reduce their investment in order to compete in the competitive area. In this scenario, over the last 20 years, we have been developing different services. Services such as CBI, which is an interbank corporate banking service in Italy. More than 3 million of corporates using this service in order to simplify the treasury management activities in a multi-banking environment. Aside this, we also we have been developing specific services for the public administration. So in order to ease their communication for with all the financial sectors in Italy. Also, we developed CBIL, another service through which banks can help consumers in paying their maturity of debt pre-advised, pre-notified through their online banking. And last but not least, CBI Globe, which is this particular centralized platform already chosen by more than 300 financial institutions in order to comply with the Payment Service Directive to regulatory landscape and meet the regulatory business requirements.
Great, thank you. And then one final question is touching on open banking. What are the benefits of open banking to your customers?
Yes. Well, open banking is really strictly to this new legal environment defined by the Payment Service Directive to enter into force in Italy last January 2008. Through this directive, we are seeing, of course, the ambition of this directive is in particular aiming at create a common level playing field of all the actors and fostering the payment market with the entering of new subjects, so-called third parties provider. So through this directive, we have seen the fragmentation of the payment chain, and in this context, so newcomers, new competitors fighting against the incumbent are now able to compete with the traditional banks. And of course, the main statement is that the consumer is the owner of all the information related to his account. So now the bank is obliged through PSDII to publish, to give information about the account of the customers through APIs, through technological application. And in this way, third parties provider can offer new services, payment service, lending services through an app, of course, asking this information to the banks. So we are seeing this environment, which is, of course, pushed by the directive, by the legal framework. And in this context, we are helping the financial institution addressing this, their need to comply, so their need to expose APIs through the RegTech platform, CBI Globe, Global Open Banking Ecosystem, helping the banks, of course, in simplifying and also reducing the investments otherwise they had to afford to comply with the directive. So reducing investments means cutting the cost to of course, to have some services such as fraud detection, to process all the instruction asking from the third parties providers, which are payment initiator service provider, account information service provider, and card issuer service provider. All those subjects are, of course, pushed by this directive in offering in this landscape. So the consumer will have, through CBI Globe, a simplified and a convenient and also a reliable and secure platform to comply in this new legal scenario.
So Liliana, CBI Globe is not just a RegTech, it's much more than this, and we've seen it making sweeping waves. Tell us more.
Yes, we are now working to help our financial communities, our banks, the more than 300 banks already chosen CBI Globe, to design with them value-added services. So not only to identify the APIs, the mandatory API by law, but also to identify new business models such as common KYC, lending services, thanks to the capability of CBI structure and the bank already user of CBI Globe to identify this new API, which will be built on top and created and released in a flexible way. So TPPs, banks, CBI Globe as our new and enlarged ecosystem all in a straight-through processing environments and also standardized world.